Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check brought to you by BB. Happy Tuesday to all our fellow Americans. Happy Memorial Day. We hope that you enjoyed your long weekend, guys. Short little break from markets, but fear not, we are back better than ever and ready to, to be talking about everything that we're expecting in Bitcoin, Ethereum, equities, and everything else in between. A reminder, as always, guys, that there is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about these markets. But I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Max and Chef Jackus. I'm sure we'll be getting a few more team members on the call for you guys as well. If you remember, if you were here on Friday, we had like 6 or 7 people on the panel. So we hope if you guys haven't caught that episode yet, make sure to go back and do that and even hit the like button. And before we get started, before we start cooking on this episode, I think that's a good segue into what I'm about to ask you guys, which is, can you guys smash the like button for us on this beautiful Tuesday morning or afternoon? You know, if you're located in Europe or Asia, you guys know, as always, how much we appreciate when you guys smash that like button. And as I always say, I mean, this channel's growth would not be possible without you guys, the audience, continually showing up here every day as well and supporting our content. But let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Happy Tuesday. Like I said, I hope everybody had a phenomenal weekend, Memorial Day. Markets, this is the first day of the week that we're trading, but it's funny, people meme crypto as being an inefficient market, but I would call it somewhat efficient in the sense that, you know, yesterday we might not have had any markets open, but we did have our typical Monday pump. Now we're seeing our typical Tuesday mean reversion. I always call it Tuesday, I think it is appropriately nicknamed. And I think the rest of the week is probably going to be a lot more telling as far as what to expect from a directional standpoint across the board, right? Like not just Bitcoin and ETH, but also things like altcoins, which look, some altcoins look very good. Some altcoins look like, is it a short-term pullback? Are they going to continue trading lower? Are they going to try to carve out a bottom? I'm sure we'll look at a lot of them across the board. Meme coins seem to once again, unsurprisingly, and much to the chagrin of many haters, meme coins once again seem to be the popular bid of choice for pretty much all speculators. So that is one thing that we can continue to note with a high degree of confidence, if nothing else. But Bitcoin, I think, looks good above 66 to 67K. Below that, maybe we can start to change our tune a little bit. But I really think that this is the time where it continues to make the most sense to me that we're likely to see ETH and obviously altcoins as well get that green light to really start leading this market. ETH, I think, will probably need to break above 4K for a lot of these altcoins to show the requisite strength they need to be able to break out. But we are, like I said, already seeing some pretty strong breakouts in meme coin markets like Pepe, obviously over the weekend, on-chain assets as well. And of course, a crowd favorite, right? WIF has shown tremendous strength over the last 2 days. So I think those are things to take note of as well. In equity markets, I'd really like to talk about the dollar. I'll be honest, guys, I'll probably just reiterate what I've already said, numerous times, that I think the dollar looks incredibly weak. But similarly to ETH breaking out above 4K, I think when the dollar breaks below 104 on the index, you're probably going to see it drop pretty dramatically. So can talk about that, of course, as well as whatever, Nvidia is doing off the back of its earnings last week. But welcome, guys. I've been yapping for a few minutes now. I'd love to open the floor up, get y'all's opinion, not just on what you're seeing in the market, of course, but, maybe some assets that you think look particularly poised to make a move in either direction here over the next few weeks. But welcome, guys. Yeah, I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. I see we've got the doctor in here now as well. But I'll go ahead and open the floor up. What are we seeing?
Yes, good morning, Tommy. Good morning, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. A lot happened this weekend. I titled today's show, it was me. I'm going to take the credit for it. And that more or less sums up what I feel like is about to happen. And it's certainly testing my patience. It's certainly testing everybody's patience. But as logically sound as this next part is when I'm about to say it, every day that goes by, we get one day closer to alt season. So, uh, we are right there, guys. Like we have been tested, you have been chopped, your conviction has been pressed by the market. Uh, but I really feel like we are. I mean, for one, ETH being under 4K is a misprice. Okay, it's materially mispriced. Okay, we, in my, let me take one step back. The craziest part about this mispricing for ETH is that it lined up perfectly, like the ETF catalyst for ETH lined up perfectly with Bitcoin dominance rolling over or starting to roll over, and ETH BTC putting in a capitulation. If I didn't know better, I would say it was a giant conspiracy, the whole thing. But I guess I do know better, right? Come on now. Conspiracies aren't real. It's just a coincidence. But it's unbelievable how it's all timing out. And I really think that those that are patient and can stick to their convictions, and can more or less, for lack of a better way to explain it, just kind of take it, and just get chopped up locally will most likely be rewarded, handsomely in the coming months. I'm very much so in the camp that we're going to have a bullish summer. I don't think that they're going to chop this thing out through, August or whatever. Um, I think that the chop is coming to an end. Like, I think we are, in my opinion, we are approaching the most exciting part of this cycle. And it's always frustrating right before the mania commences, you know, because what you're doing here is the market is requiring its participants to, endorse these prices before we bubble, right? The market is saying, "Hey, if you really want a 67, 68, 69K Bitcoin, then prove it. Don't let me fall," you know? And that's how I view this phase of the cycle is, we are more or less accepted into new value, which is significantly higher than we were across the board months ago. But you are right there, and I tweeted this out this weekend, but I'll remake it here. Just while we're right here, okay? So I've got the previous cycle all time highs marked out for Bitcoin. Okay, this one goes all the way to the left, but just so we can fit it on the screen, you can see it's right here. Okay, it was basically like 1150, 1200 or whatever, for Bitcoin. And then here, of course, I marked out the 2017 top, and it was just shy of 20K. Previous cycle all time high. I marked these out with blue lines when we've actually gone and crossed and made a new all time high. I did the same for last cycle. Okay. Now, what I want to show here is that, typically we do this little chop. We do this little annoying, like you make an all-time high and then you're tested for months, for weeks and months. Same thing happened here in 2020, even though, it doesn't really look like it. If you zoom in, you can see that that is precisely what we did. Look at that. I mean, that's brutal. And this doesn't feel like a long time, but this was a long time, guys. I mean, this happened, we didn't quite make an all-time high, but this starts in November, and we didn't really start moving until, like, end of December. I mean, I remember where I was when I was looking at that chart. Um, it was very frustrating. I was like, "Oh, just send this thing already." Like, we all know what's about to happen. But, the market has to go through, it has to go through, I don't even know, like, the gauntlet drill. The market participants, they have to go through the gauntlet, and really prove it. So the point in me showing you this is, what I think is about to happen to all of your altcoins, and what that really means. Okay. Because this is that part of the cycle where it becomes increasingly more difficult to just let the market take you for a ride. And I say that all the time because it's true. You have to just submit to the market and you can't try to force your positions. You can't try to over rotate. You can't try to outsmart the market. You have to view it like a river. Okay. You ultimately know which way the river is going to flow, but you kind of have to just submit to it, sit in your inner tube and just let it take you downstream. You don't want to be the guy, oh, I'm going to like go diagonal across the river while it's flowing one way. you have to just kind of be along for the ride. It'll be much more enjoyable, right? And that's what I'm choosing to do. Is I recognize that this river is flowing aggressively. It's about to start really flowing aggressively. I'm in here sitting in a raft, and I'm just going to let the current take me where it will, And then when I decide I'm going to hop off the raft, that's something we can talk about when we're towards the bottom of the river, right? Or where my car is parked, okay? But you're not going to see me out here trying to get cute with it and zigzag around, and hit these diagonals while the current's taking me. I submit to the market fully. I submit to the market. So let's take some measured moves here because I want to show you what happens from when Bitcoin makes an all-time high or a new cycle all-time high, surpasses the previous one, and it goes up to a new all-time high. What happens to altcoins? What happens to ETH? So Bitcoin went up 1,700% roughly in just under a year. All right, let's take a look at what ETH did. In that same period of time, ETH went up, significantly more. 1,400%. And actually, it's actually 1,900. So what I need to do here, I forgot that it
Max, I'm not sure, but 1,700 is more than 1,300, brother.
What did I just say?
Bitcoin went up more in that period than ETH did. It seemed.
Did you just say
It was sorry, it was 19,000%. I forgot
19,000.
I had it moved up to the other axis, so I have to move it back down here.
There
Here,
you go.
this is what I meant to do this.
There it is.
Yeah, see, this is what I meant to do here. Yeah, sorry guys, I need a second stimmy. All right, so and again, I'm just taking a really quick grab, right? We could measure it from a little over here, over here. You get the point, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. So we'll just say this is 20,000%. Okay, so plus 20,000%. All right, now we're going to take that same measured move from right here. Give me one moment. And again, just doing a real quick measure, went up 1,100%. Okay, and again, you could be a little more precise with it. You could measure it from a little different spot, whatever. You get the point. Okay, so 1,100%. So the point in me showing you this is now I can move it back up to the new pane. Okay, move to existing pane above. Have to get it all set beforehand so that the drawings stay the same. The point in me showing you this is what happens to Ethereum when Bitcoin finally decides it's going to get above its previous cycle all-time high. And I'm not talking like, 1,000 points above it. I'm talking like price discovery, okay? And now what's the significance of this? Is it that ETH is going to go up 5x from here, 6x from here, 7x from here? Or is it what ETH outperforming Bitcoin implies for the broader market? Okay, that's what we're really focused on is, yeah, ETH USD is going to go up, presumably. But what that means for the broader market and altcoin market specifically is far more important than just spot ETH. Okay, spot ETH is important, but spot ETH is your trigger. Okay, spot ETH is your trigger because around this same time, let's just look at let's just do this. Others dominance. Others dominance. So others dominance is basically your mid cap and small cap altcoins. Okay, how much of the crypto pie they represent. All right. So what that means is others dominance is everything in crypto minus the top 10 by market cap. So minus Bitcoin, minus ETH, minus Sol, minus BNB, minus USDT, whatever, all the top 10. So small cap and mid cap altcoins represented as a percentage of crypto. So when it's going up, that means that your small and mid cap altcoins are stealing market share from majors, okay, which is super bullish. That's alt season. So what happens right here, right as Bitcoin transitions and finally gets above the previous cycle all-time high, ETH begins to outperform. But what that really means is all of your altcoins begin to outperform because look at what happens to others' dominance during this period of time. Others' dominance goes crazy. Others' dominance goes straight up in a straight line. Well, ETH is outperforming Bitcoin. That's the significance of the move. That's the significance of what I'm trying to show. Not that ETH is going to do well, which it is, and I own a bunch of ETH, but it's what it means for everything else, for all of the altcoins. ETH truly is, it truly is the rising tide that lifts all ships. And in my opinion, ETH is about to be that rising tide again. but it's going to require just a little bit more patience. But this is why I'm so vocal, and I'm like, don't mess this up. Don't mess this up. You are right here. As I said kind of jokingly in the beginning, every day that goes by, you are one day closer to alt season. All right? You're right here. You're right here. Boom.
Boom.
Boom. Mic
Boom.
drop.
Boom.
So, Max, when you say alt season, what is your exact definition of how that looks like?
Well, like I showed here, others' dominance going up significantly. But on top of that, Bitcoin dominance nuking, and ETH BTC probably going to 0.07 to 0.08 at least.
Sounds good.
What about you, Jackus? What do you think about all this? Am I a lunatic?
I think you said it perfectly. I actually would just add a few things to that. And I think that given how, and I've said this a few times, that this altcoin underperformance has been the longest in crypto history. And it's quite obviously been due to the fact that there has been a fight against crypto all around the world. But in the past week, we have seen the trend change when they approved the spot Ethereum ETF, and we are seeing that we are starting to get the regulatory clarity. And Tommy knows this, that I kept on bragging about this, that we just need the regulatory clarity. And I was like, the the altcoin season doesn't come until we get the regulatory clarity. Well, it seems we are getting it right now. Well, we are getting it right now. It's actively being discussed in the US Congress. The approval will come. It's never been a discussion of presidential candidates before. So it's coming. The winner will be the, quote unquote, digital asset space, not crypto anymore. It's a digital asset space. And I think that given how, again, going back to where I started, given how long it took for the altcoin underperformance, and given how frustrated everyone is waiting for it, I think that when we get the first bump or move up, I think lots of people will be feeling, all right, this is it. I was patient. I waited for all of this. Now we got the pump. I feel happy. I'm gonna cheat everything, and they'll make a nice profit, right? It's going to be like when you bought Bitcoin at, I don't know, $200 back in 2016, and then it went, to 800 or $1,000, and it will be like, oh my god, I fucking nailed it, right? It's going to dump probably after you sell, even if you are lucky. It's going to dump from 1,000 to 600. But what's going to happen after is that the market will go from 600 to 20,000. And I think lots of people are not ready for it, because given how long this was, lots of people will be looking, and they kind of already are, some of them even real life friends, who are looking to just get out with at least give me some profit. And what people are not realizing is that the world has shifted from this being a an asset class for money laundering, for this to being the next innovative wave of effectivity growth for the world, basically. And what you think of it doesn't matter. It's how the regulators will be viewing it from now. And I think lots of people, what I'm trying to say is that lots of people will basically be selling early after all that frustration just to get some profit out. And I think the whole industry is going to go from early adopters phase to early majority. And this shift will take a few years.
I totally agree with that, Jackus. I mean, I think it's all politically motivated at the end of the day. Regardless of anybody's opinion on Trump, I don't really care. His statements recently, they put the Democrats in a very difficult situation where their leaders have historically been or recently been pretty vocally opposed to crypto. And Trump recognized something, that there's 50 million Americans that own crypto. And those are votes that are just sitting there, just up for grabs. And Trump's comments forced the Democrats to go, oh, wait, this is kind of genius that he's so pro crypto. Why do we even care that much? This man's going to steal millions of votes from people that some of which don't even get up to go vote because they're just like, paranoid and libertarian and my keys, don't tread on me, like leave me alone, I own crypto kind of guys that wouldn't feel motivated to go vote. But now suddenly they're going to go vote for Trump because they're like, oh, I have a reason to vote. I have a reason to vote. So they had to come out and they pushed this spot ETF, right through, probably misclassified what Ethereum even really is, to all of our benefit. But if we're just we'll call a spade, it's it's definitely a little confusing for sure. But hey, I'm not mad about it. And I look at all of this and you're seeing the federal narrative shift, and you're seeing it shift really quickly, right? You're seeing it shift really quickly. So it'll be interesting. I said this a while ago, and I'll say it again. I think what we're about to see right now, and we're in the midst of, it just doesn't feel like it quite yet, is crypto's version of the dot-com bubble, where everybody was repelled by the internet because of the narratives that were pushed out and the threat that it posed to existing industry. Okay. Everybody, there were newspaper articles about how the internet is a dying fad and who would use email, And that's because it was a major threat, just like crypto poses a threat to the existing banking infrastructure. I mean, even the world, not just banking, but I mean, banks are going to go obsolete if crypto is, around. But eventually, when the government is positioned appropriately to itself capitalize on this new emerging asset class and industry, is when you will see their tone shift, right? They won't give this new fresh technology, this pioneering technology any credence or respect until they are positioned appropriately to be one of the largest beneficiaries of it. So we're starting to see that now, right? Banks are now positioned for this. Funds are positioned for this. Larry Fink is positioned for this. Our politicians are positioned for this. And now they can appropriately evaluate and be honest about the technology and the revolution that is in front of them. So I think it's going to get crazy. I do. I think it's about to get really crazy out there. I don't see how it doesn't, I really don't see how it doesn't. All of the charts were pointing to this happening, but now I feel as though we have more of a tailwind than we had a month ago, because you sort of have that green light from Wall Street and Washington. We didn't have that. So now it's like you remove that final little question mark of, well, what if the regulators or, Wall Street will never, or, now that's gone, now that's gone.
Max, billions must try.
Billions will buy, Tommy.
Billions will
what I
buy.
think?
Billions will buy.
What I think is we're going to
Yeah.
50K Bitcoin. That's what I think. All right.
Will,
I hope you all enjoy.
burrito, man.
I hope you guys enjoy wrecking the market.
Will's
and
just
being a bunch
hungry.
of lark.
Those commercials where it's like, you're not yourself when you're hungry. Try a Snickers. That's Will, but when he doesn't have his breakfast burrito. You're acting bearish, Will. You're not yourself when you're hungry.
Hold on, you sure we're not going to 30K? I heard we were getting $1,000
Best I
ETH
can
again.
do is 23. Okay, best I can do is 23K. Hang on, can I finish though? 23K per Ethereum. Okay, not Bitcoin. Best I can do is 23K.
I don't know if I can support that much ETH bull posting, but
I find it interesting how quickly the sentiment has changed. And all these people LARPing on the timeline about price going down are now shutting the hell up and trying to bid desperately, hoping to God they didn't miss the pump. And I will say this: you haven't missed anything yet. Like you might feel
No, they
a little bit
have.
of drawdown, but
They
No,
have.
they missed a lot.
They missed a lot.
Well, yeah.
well, when I say miss anything yet, I mean more in the factor you haven't missed anything for the current move occurring. Did you miss the whole market? Sure, you did, because
Sure you did.
at the end
I
of the
agree
day,
with that, Will, where like they've missed a lot, but the worst thing you can do is not look at what I'm presenting right here and do something about it. You can't go back
Yeah.
and change what you already missed, but you can look at this and go, oh, historically, the best and the majority of the percentage gains occurs like right now, and I'm not going to be too stubborn or let my ego get in the way of me, you could still change your life in this next part, you can.
yeah, I mean, I think so too. And so Carl asked, how high will Bitcoin go? Will I mean, it's simple. Like, if I were a betting man, which I am, right? That's why I bet on the market. Um, I would say that follow your 1618. It's the easiest level to follow when it comes to Fibonacci's. And if you're going off your 1618, you're probably going to 170K. I'd say mid to high, basically hundreds for Bitcoin. Can I be wrong? Sure, I can be wrong. But I can tell you this: I've been a lot more right than most of the people larping on Twitter looking for pullbacks. Extremely more right than any of them, and making a lot more money than any of them. They could have a lot more money, but what's your P&L look like, right? And I
Hey, Will, let
guarantee
me
their
ask you a
P&L is
question.
underperforming.
Let me ask you a question, because you have been very spot on, man. Like you published all your purchases and shit too. Like very few are as transparent as Dr. Will's outlook, and that's just a fact. And Will, given your track record and your transparency, I'm going to put you in the hot seat, and I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm just going to throw you right in there. Okay. When does this bullshit chop end? And when do we actually start to see the mania commence? What's your gut telling you? What's your analysis pointing to? I know you think it's going higher. Give me a rough timeline of that. You're in the
Well,
hot seat.
when we first got up here, first got to 75K, I was like, this is where we're probably gonna chop. And I said, and this is the very first time we moved up here. I said we're probably gonna just swing sideways, not down like everybody was screaming, but just go sideways, chop within a range. We created that range between roughly 60K and 70K. I don't care what anybody says. That's the range. It's the body range. And I think that, and at that time, I said probably 3 to 4 months. We're now on month 3, right? And I think that chop consolidation could still last another month, 2 at most. And you have to make a directional, choice at a certain point. You can't just stay in a range for a year or two. Oh, sorry about that. Got a call in there. You can't stay in a range for a year or 2 years or anything like that. You have to swing in a direction. The market, okay, think of it like this: when the market is building, and not saying to us because the panel already knows this, but I want to say this for the audience. But when the market ranges in an area after a swing up or a swing down, it's got to make a directional change. Is it going to reverse or is it going to continue? If it's going to continue to the upside, I would say it's going to consolidate within a range for an extended period of time, and then it's going to move to the upside. I would say if people really, really looking for that alpha, look at Bitcoin between 25K and 30K. Look at how long we sat there and consolidated. I believe it was roughly about 5 to 6 months. We could very well do that here too, but ultimately, you're still looking for another leg up, in my perspective. You're not looking for this thing to reverse from here. And so, since we're looking for another leg up, the extended scenario will be 5 to 6 months. I think that time gets shortened each leg up. So I'm thinking 3 to 4. So I don't think
And
we're going to
so
go 5 to 6.
far, just to point this out, so far we've been ranging here for over 3 months. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I think we're very, very close to a breakout. I think Pepe is signaling it, and I say Pepe because everybody got paid. Mog is also signaling it, and a lot of other of your majors are signaling that this market wants to move, and it's going to move in a big way. I don't care. Like anybody can present anything they want from like a macro standpoint. They can be like, oh, M2 money supply and bonds and unemployment and all this other bullshit, and housing market's too expensive for people. Like, okay, make more money. That's it, right? And somebody might be like, well, how do we make more? You invest. That's how you make more money. So if you're worried about housing prices, you can't sit there and just scream at the wall. You have to find a way to increase your income. That's all it is. And I think just not enough people have caught on to the trick that's right there before them. It's just like taxes. I'm not a tax guy. I'm not telling anybody how to do their taxes, but I can tell you my tax guy, he likes to help me out a lot. He likes to point out all the donations that I make to the Goodwill as tax write-offs. These are simple things that can offset your tax positions and so on and so forth.
Will, you told me that that stuff is optional, right? You don't even have to pay that stuff, right? You said just don't worry about it, Isn't that what you said? That was your official advice to everybody? I'm just kidding,
Like
guys.
I could give everybody the facts and the light, and they could take it however they want. They can argue with it all you want. It works. It doesn't matter what people's thoughts are. That's why, like, I'm unbothered when people come at me, because it's like, I have a track record. You just have words. That's it, right? I'm making money. You're just sitting there crying that you want lower prices. Like, what is the difference between us? Some of us are acting, some of us are talking. And I think that's the difference in this market for a lot of people.
So
Yeah,
we're
think
now
4
going to
months.
take a quick break and head over to the soybean chart, because,
Mhm.
guys,
Oh,
this is not good. This is really, really bad. So, guys, listen, this is the soybean chart. I'm sorry, this isn't what we wanted. I'm going to go down to the 5-second chart for you guys. You guys earned it today. You guys earned the 5-second chart today. I didn't mean to cheat you of that opportunity. Guys, you know the deal. You know the deal. If you are enjoying the content, do us a solid, guys. Take one moment out of your busy day and support the channel. Hit that thumbs up button. It really does wonders for our growth. So again, we're here for free, running this show 5 days a week. All that we ask is that you exploit the like button. Okay? Exploit the like button. Just abuse the like button. Hit the like button harder than you've ever hit a like button before, guys. Smash
He
it.
wanted to say the word,
I can't
but
say it.
didn't.
Yeah,
You
because
can
that's
say it,
just
wanted-
you,
Jackus.
man.
he
That's
wanted
just
but
you.
couldn't.
You can say it, Jackus.
No, I'll leave it for next time. It's gonna come out of nowhere,
Okay.
and you're gonna enjoy it, guys.
when you
I know.
You're going to enjoy it, guys. You're going to enjoy it. FOMO the like button, guys. This is the soybean chart on the 5-second time frame, guys. And again, thank you guys so much for being here. We greatly appreciate the support. We love that you guys love the show, and we love doing the show. But the mega cap tech overlords dictate that we need to get likes in order to grow, and we need to grow. Therefore, we need likes. And we can't like our own stuff more than once or maybe twice. I need you guys to like it. Do us a solid, guys. Also, stop shilling your shitters in the comment section or you're going to get removed.
But
Final warning.
Max, waffles on Solana has been on a tear, apparently.
Dude.
Enough about waffles and Blood Boy. No.
Dude, I'm
No
not even
more.
going to say it. The guy that's in there waffling right now,
Yeah.
they attack me in my comments, bro. Every time I tweet, I get
Oh,
raided
man.
by them.
dude, I just blocked them.
Every
You
time,
nuke
bro.
him,
They are.
Tommy?
I nuke them straight up, man. I don't care.
Yeah.
Shitcoin in my mentions. If there's no relation to the post, I'm blocking you.
Yeah.
Dude, it's too
Yeah.
much for me now. I can't even. I would have to spend 20 minutes per post like blocking people that do that now. I can't even. I just give up on it, man. I'm like, whatever. It's a cesspool these days.
Do you even read them nowadays?
I try to read my comments because I love engaging with people that actually are commenting or have a question or something they want to share about what I post. Like, I love engaging with my followers. But yeah, these shill boys literally ruined it for everybody. It just takes, because then I miss legitimate comments that I want to respond to and talk with people. And these shill boys literally just pollute the comments, man. It's terrible. It's terrible. And I will protest and I'll never buy your shitter if you keep shilling it to me on principle. I don't care how good it looks. If you come into my comments and you just start destroying the comments with your shitty meme, whatever it is, trying to get me to talk about it, I will never do it. because I'm here to educate and teach and have fun with people that actually want to like stay on topic. And you come in and you ruin the experience for everybody. You do, because then you make it harder for me and the people that actually want to learn and talk charts to do that. So quit your garbage shilling. And also please like the video too on a more light friendly note. Please also, I'll draw some levels on the soybean chart though. So we've taken out the sell side liquidity. You'll also notice that we did take out the buy side liquidity. So at this point, I would say that soybeans on the 5-second chart are very much so in a range. I would be looking for, maybe something like this to play out. So we've got a nice solid range here. I would say TP1 would be maybe the 0.5 right around this region. I would think that this looks like a pretty good Oh my. Oh my. I was going to say, here's our setup right here.
I'm sure that's
oh, yeah.
Look at that, man. I mean, I got front ran, but I mean, this is you took out liquidity on both sides. Let's head back to the 0.5. I could also maybe see the soybeans, going up, into this region, retesting this, this supply up here. That could be a nice little soybean setup. All right, let's see how we're doing on the likes, guys. Enough of this. 240, that's pretty good, guys. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's get back to the charts. Thanks for the likes, guys, for real. Thank you, guys.
Max, I'm gonna need you to reduce that time frame by a lot.
What do you mean?
That's far. We gotta get granular here.
You want to get granular?
We gotta get in the weeds, man.
How granular are you prepared to get, Tucker?
I'm thinking about
you speak with such confidence about
4-hour
granularity, but I don't know. Could you handle the 5-minute chart? Could you really?
Oh, we don't need that. That's Tommy style granularity. That's bear market granularity right there. It's 5 minutes.
Kind of excited for Tommy's bear market shenanigans again, man. That shit was fun. That was some of the most fun I had trading, was just Tommy spoon feeding us altcoin short setups and literally just like just nuking stuff, man. Just shorting everything. Oh, that was so fun.
The new tickers we're gonna short next bear market are so many emissions. It's gonna be great.
I already know which ones are gonna get hammered, bro.
Yeah.
I
feel like whenever Say tops, that one's like a guarantee to go down 90% probably.
100%.
I'm not looking to short it here, obviously, but when it does top, I think it'll be a great short.
Dude, and Tia, honestly.
And Tia and NGL and Dime and all of these VC coins that have stupid emissions are gonna
WorldCoin gets some sort of exit pump, you have to hammer it. It's got like 50 million in emissions every single day. So,
it's gonna get destroyed. It's gonna get absolutely destroyed.
Draw your top lower so that the first thing is a deviation, maybe. Right there.
Like this?
Yeah, right there. Right.
You like
there.
this better?
I like that better. Yeah.
Wait, Max, I need you to make that same noise again.
No. No.
All right. This guy's getting what should we do? I'll put him in timeout.
Bro, nuke this guy. Nuke him, man. He's the same guy that ruins my comment section. Goodbye.
Bro.
Like, go to my recent tweets and just look. It's just like him, just waffling, It's unbelievable, man.
There, I like that. I like that setup.
You like this better?
We got to hold red box. So I want to stay in the top, half or top quadrant of that range for sure.
Here's the thing, man. Like, would it even be? This is a daily time frame. Would it even be a death sentence, hypothetically? Okay, hypothetically, if you came down right here.
No,
I don't want it. I don't want it.
It would be unfortunate though. It would mean we just range for longer is all probably.
What if Bitcoin does something similar to what we've kind of been looking at for Solana, where it underperforms Ethereum for the next few weeks, bleeds down into a similar FVG, and then outperforms maybe July, August, and on. I mean, probably not to the same degree that it did at the start of the ETF rally, but still, that's where I would be looking for bids on Bitcoin right now, just because I do think that ETH is going to take the reins. And I do think that altcoins, it makes sense for ETH altcoins, especially, to lead the way over the next few weeks. Bitcoin can just kind of stay low volatility, bleed down into that FVG and then bounce out of it pretty hard, I think. But I also wouldn't be shorting here necessarily to hedge, because a lot of people have been doing that where, you know, they're long altcoins and they're short Bitcoin, but you know, you could see maybe like an intra-week squeeze back to the highs on Bitcoin. I think that would be something that would probably send altcoins a lot higher. But yeah, no, I definitely think we could trade down in the FVG and be perfectly fine.
100%.
Jack, as I saw you went off mute, I'm sure you got some thoughts on it too.
Yeah, I forgot them by now.
Chef.
I always have something I don't want to interrupt, but then I kind of forget it. So.
Come on, Chef. Interrupt me then. Please interrupt me.
No.
I want you to,
But
I insist
no.
that you interrupt me.
No, man. I can't.
I demand that you interrupt me, Jack, because I need to hear the alpha.
You do not interrupt someone that's cooking. You need to let him cook, because you never know what is going to come up.
You get your stir fry over there. I'll get my stir fry over here. We'll cook next to each other. Cut me off. Borrow some teriyaki sauce. It's fine.
With regards to your chart, you guys probably remember one of the fractals I shared from 2017 at the red box, right?
I do.
Funnily enough, surprised it provided that strong bounce out there. Obviously, it's been confluent with the local TA2. When it comes to your green FVG down there, that's definitely possible. Although I feel like too many people are still having too much PTSD, and it just, I don't know. It would not surprise me, especially after the Mt. Gox spot we had today, if this just straight reverses up and flips the 71.5K resistance over this week, to be honest. So, but yeah, internally, we are sitting in a range still, and I don't know, things are looking good, man. Yeah, it's just prolonging the inevitable, really.
Yeah, I mean, the structure here looks really solid, in my opinion. Like, this is not where you get bearish, in my opinion. Not even close. You spent all of this time, like reaccumulating. Yes, it was very choppy and frustrating. But you have this big base below you now, and you're sitting, above the 3/4 range. I don't know. I have mine drawn a little different. Like Tucker wanted this deviation. In my opinion, like, you mark out your swing high, your swing low. And I personally, I like the range like this. And I kind of view it as you've got all these highs, like, that are, in my opinion, vulnerable, susceptible to a sweep, in my opinion, going to get swept. You can't even see that one, so I'll delete it. But I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm saying, at minimum, I feel like you probably get some sort of symmetrical deviation to this one that we had over here. Ranges love symmetry. Charts love symmetry to a spooky degree. Those that have spent enough time staring at the screen, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, I don't, at a minimum, I see this. But I mean, truthfully, I see a lot higher than this. Like, I really think we're getting ready for ETH season, right? Like, going back to this chart, I'm just like,
I don't. You said to interrupt you guys. Sorry,
cut
Max.
me off.
If you can go back, I wouldn't say that the deviation here is possible anymore, as we already had that above prayer cycle all-time high. So the deviation above already played out, and the deviation below already played out too. So really, the only.
Thank you, Jackus. Thank you.
All right. The only logical.
Okay, so you're talking. So this is what. So
he's basically saying Hagrid was right.
I know that's what he's saying, Tucker. My gosh.
No more deviation, bros.
You guys are a couple of wafflers. That's the issue. Waffling together. He cut me off just to tell me I'm wrong. It's unbelievable, man. Why would you cut me off? I didn't tell you to cut me off.
I'm gonna go back to mute now.
Max, DM XO the link. He's in the comments.
Oh, what's up, XO? All All right, yeah, I'll send them the link. Exo, if you want to come on, feel free. No pressure though. Just if you're bored and want to talk some charts, come hang.
We need the range
I
master.
really think we are going to head into a period just like in 2017, where like I think BTC continues higher, but I think alts continue higher stronger.
Yeah, I like what you got there, Max.
Yeah. I don't know.
How does it compare to, put like 2 more charts on and look at, prior cycle all-time high volatility.
I mean,
just
this is
structure
exactly
wise.
Yeah, but this is exactly the same thing I was speaking of when I pointed out that this matched the 40K range for Bitcoin. It was the exact same move there at 40K, where we had the deviation high, deviation low move, and then we took off.
Yeah, now put on 2 other charts, either side by side or up and down.
I got you.
Do the same PA for 2017 and 2020 or whatever.
Wait, what is this one? This is the Bitstamp.
I would keep it non-log, honestly, because
Oh,
you can
of course.
zoom in. You
Of
can
course
zoom in
you
real
can say
good.
that.
Just keep it non-log.
You are something with your hatred of log, bro. I can't believe you.
Now you got whiff Pepe.
What like guys? What likes we at?
We're
I
doing
don't
pretty
know.
well with likes, I think.
Yeah, we're chilling, Jack. Yeah, right.
But the question is, are we above 350? Because if not, I'm not gonna share the alpha I just found. So fuck it.
Greedy Chef Jack, as he needs all the likes. Unbelievable.
All of them.
Every single one.
Get him all. Get him all.
Yes, let's see it, Max. This is
All right,
gonna be good. Yes. Now
nice.
we'll need some time frame adjusting, most likely, but
I think keeping the time frame the same is actually beneficial, even if it was materially different. The reason is what we're trying to figure out is how long it took, right? Like how long does it take for Bitcoin to diddle around the previous cycle all-time high before it finally decides it's going to break. And by the way, something about this one, I'm actually going to throw on the BLX chart, because
yeah,
BLX actually, it shows Bitcoin made a new all-time high. Oh my, I'll remove these for now. Hang on. I've got all these beautiful drawings. I'm going to save them. Save those for later. So BLX, if I remember correctly, actually has Bitcoin making a new all-time high. Yes, see what I mean? It made it over here. BLX shows it over here. So is a little different. But here you go. Here's all your Bitcoin, your Bitcoin previous all-time high chop zones right here. Happens every time, right? Happens every time. So this was 2017. This was what, 2020?
Imagine fading the most bullish commodity in the decade of commodities at fresh new cycle all-time highs. How can you look in your future children's eyes and tell them that you cheated?
I could never.
Freakish behavior.
No.
I could never. I could never.
No, can't happen.
Bro, I have a son. You know what I mean? Like I have a child. How could I expect him to look his dad in the eyes and have any modicum of respect for him if I cheated my bags right now? I couldn't look at him. I would be ashamed.
Yeah.
If any of you out there have children, I mean, there's 450 people on YouTube watching. There's probably 2,000 on Twitter. Okay. If you have a kid, you have a child, you're responsible for that child. You have to act a certain way. I can't think of anything worse than losing the respect of my child. This is all documented. He's gonna come on here one day and say, "Oh, what did Daddy do for work?" You know, he talked with his friends about trading crypto all day long. Imagine he comes on here and he sees me jeet my bags right before the golden bull market. You know, imagine that. What are you gonna say to him?
You tell him you're going to get a gallon of milk and you never come back.
There it is.
That's what you do.
I was waiting for Will to say that.
All right. So if we're talking about Max Payne, 2017 was Max Payne. Like this was brutal, bro.
Mhm.
This was, if we count this as the real all-time high, which if it's BLX, I want to think that this is the legitimate all-time high. Most of the other charts show this. But if this was the all-time high, sweep and then Jeet, before we really started to rock it up, I'll call it like end of April 2017, bro, 112 days. 112 days.
Mm.
That is a long time. Okay, let's talk about where we're at right now. 84.
God,
Are
not
you
40 more
prepared
days,
for 112?
man.
Are you prepared for end? The good news is we're
30.
mostly done. That's the good news. The bad news is you still have a month. Worst case, if we do 2017. But the best case is that 2017 was a crazy cycle after this. Okay. After all of this chop, 2017 went on to pull like a 18x from here or something like that. You know, that was wild.
What was 2020?
It was like a 250% move. Not even close.
No, the time.
Oh, nothing, bro. I mean, it was literally, it felt like a long time, but I mean, this was, we'll count this, right?
Even, yeah. Since the range started right there till it broke
bro,
out.
a month?
20? Wow, dude. That's
even round up, right? Let's just say a month.
That's study money printing right there. Okay. That's
study the longer the base, the higher into space.
Study the long end.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's real. I know I was hoping for some structural similarity, but I mean, I like
need it, bro. It's literally just like a timing thing, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't think you can really point to structure always being the same, especially when you're comparing to, current Bitcoin,
No,
like
true.
Bitcoin volatility is traded now versus in 2017. It's suppressed on an institutional level at this point, which might end up being fuel down the road for a Bitcoin God pump like we saw in 2017, 2018. But it would, I think, there's no reason that it shouldn't look different, in my opinion, up here. Especially, I look at some of the wicks in 2017, and so some of that volatility was pretty gnarly, man.
Well, you can see, like, look at each chart, like you can see it getting less volatile, right, over time. So
yeah, which is natural as an asset matures, as we all know. But I would really like to stick it to these volatility shorters at some point in this cycle, man. They've been getting away with murder for way too long, But
not yet though. Not yet.
Mr. Smith wants that unvaxxed sperm ETF. That's for sure.
Here's what I know.
Limited supply.
Here's what I know.
Sometimes I look at this comment section and I'm like, such a great community. And sometimes I look at the comment section, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
That's healthy. That's healthy to have it that way. It's a good mix.
Yeah.
Make it clean, Max. Make it clean,
brother. There's no other way to. There's no other way to do it.
Study.
Oh wow!
This is what I know. All right, this is what I know. There's nothing bearish about any of this. Nothing. Not Bitcoin, not ETH, not Bitcoin dominance, not equities, nothing the Fed is doing. No macroeconomic data is flashing red alarms at me yet. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, it's really
the war that you have to wage is against your own mind. It's a game of patience at this point. Do nothing.
It's really just like you started the show and you said it's really each passing day, it's closer by the day, or something like that. You said at the beginning, and that's really what it is. Like, really just survive, or I wouldn't say surviving. I would just say like, experiencing these days after day before it comes, because we all know it's inevitable, and the only way to get people out is frustration at this point.
Do you guys notice
Yeah.
one of the former market leaders is showing pretty exceptional level of strength today? It's a coin that we have definitely made fun of for the last few months, but it probably has been painting a bottom.
Oh,
today.
wow, Tommy. I see it. I see it. I see it. That's crazy. Study Tia.
Yeah, study
Tia, man.
Celestia.
Oh my God.
I only say this because it was one of the coins that led off of the low in October. I think it was October. But I always say you can take signal from these coins that they typically always do tend to lead the market. We saw some of the ETH beta plays that kind of fit that category do the same thing last week with a Link. I think Link telegraphed the ETH pump by maybe like a day or two. So I am getting some signal from Celestia if it can sustain. And I'll also say if Celestia has bottomed off of its current structure, there are a lot of altcoins that have printed very similar looking consolidations at their local lows that I would probably
This is
be
crazy.
parlay with that.
Hold up.
Guys, with the recent Link strengths again, after lots of months, do you think that Link spot ETF is on the horizon?
I don't know about all that.
They got to get futures first, right?
I feel like Link was just a leader, and like it was a leader off of the lows. It might just be signaling in like the simplest of terms that market's about to pump hard again. Did you just Tommy the chart for me?
Yeah, big time.
Oh my gosh, man!
Look at this thing. This thing filled basically the last daily FVG. I mean, unless you go down here.
Nah, you always leave. You always leave the first FVG. You always leave like the last one. That's not getting touched again.
No, that's safe. Yeah, so it filled this. I mean, yeah, it's probably done. It's probably bottomed. That's wild.
I still own some Tia, man. I still have all my VC shitters. I just have them literally sitting there, and I was like, just leave them because you're gonna hate watching them, and eventually they'll catch a pump.
Yep. Same. That's what I did with Dime.
I don't own that much of it. I have like Tia, I have Dime, I have Say. I think I have a little bit of Sui. I think, dude, that is. Thank God I got out of that thing.
This is probably the fact that Tia is pumping off of a structure that is, I mean, I guess it occurred over a much longer period of time than what Dime is doing right now. But if modularity coins are bottoming, I think there's a modularity thing in July, maybe. So maybe some people trying to front run that. I want to say Celestia has unlocks in a few months. So they're it makes sense for me that they would pump it into that.
Dude, all of these, like this is gonna top like up here somewhere, whatever. Like it'll do that, and then there'll be just insane unlocks, and you just hammer this thing like back down here. That'll be the bear market, man. It'll be wonderful. Give me like $15 on Dime, and yeah, that'll be it. That'll be it. Let me check the VC scam / yep, still down only. No deviation, bro. This is it against memes. Memes still killing the game.
This is like at support though.
It's trying
at support. It is at support.
Will it be? I mean, if you were to invert it, it's either like vertical accumulation or it's distribution. You decide.
Strong support at 0 for sure. I don't know.
Tough to know.
I mean, with Tia looking the way that it is, I feel like you might get a little comeback.
Well, I just think a lot of these VC scams are so beat down still from their local highs, where a lot of memes have already started to recover and bounce back. You know, some memes are already at new highs, right? Like Pepe, Bonk is pretty close, not quite there, but about to trade into essentially the wick, if I remember correctly. But yeah, a lot of VC scams, as we love to call them, and endearingly or not, you know, that's up
because they are.
They
call them that because they are. But you were saying
a lot of them are beat down and printing like structural bottoms very similar to Celestia. And I'm also going to reference the bottom that FTM painted in the summer of 2021. I referenced it last week. I see a lot of those coins that are painting bottoms that look very similar to that, where you just have like this total drop off in volatility. The candles got a lot smaller and they consolidated, you know, basically at the capitulation wick. Some even deviated below and reclaimed, but it's essentially the same move playing out all over again.
Study the Pepe chart. I love doing this. Push it down in the bottom left corner. You know, beauty, absolute beauty. But yeah, I mean, look, I mean, it's just up only. It's just up only. Crazy. About ticker.
I feel like the most common question from people that they want to know is exactly when things start, how long will they last, and third, how not to fuck this up.
Ooh, that's kind of nasty.
Three questions.
Not that bad.
Everyone wants to know when. Everyone wants to know for how long, and everyone wants to know how not to fuck this up. And to answer those, so when is you never know. That's a number one. You never know when. So you need to be holding tight, and the market will test your patience. Second, how long? Well, you really gotta observe the market and go level to level. Nobody can tell you for how long it will last. And third, what was the third?
Guys.
How not
Dude.
how not to ruin this?
Dude. We're in the wrong market for real,
Dude.
though.
Nvidia's at 1127 right now.
I can't wait till they do the stock split, and then it's at like
Oh
$100, and then everyone's gonna be like,
dude.
"Oh, let's ride it to 1,000. We get a second chance."
Study Nvidia earnings. Oh my god. 20%. Jeez.
Yeah, but this again goes back to what we were discussing, and that was underpriced assets, you know, or mispriced assets versus overpriced. And a lot of people didn't realize that Nvidia was so mispriced it wasn't even funny.
Did you see their new chip?
That it was overbought.
Did you see their $40,000 chip? It's wild.
I mean, you will get sales on that too. People be like, "Oh, well, they're not going to sell that." Yes, they are. They're 100% going to sell it. Who are they going to sell it to? They're going to sell it to businesses.
I mean, as soon as he said it, I was like, I want that immediately.
Yeah, but do people think that?
I don't know how to use it. So,
do people think that Google and all these other tech companies aren't going to buy it if it's better than what they have?
Yeah, 100% for sure will. He said they spent like $10 billion on R&D, so they're gonna sell it. But yeah, that chart's crazy.
Yeah, I pointed this out. I even looked into like AMD. I thought was going to be a heavy competitor for a lot of these. I don't know if people realize, but Nvidia is actually coming out with CPUs. they're creating a whole new product line.
Wait, are they really?
It goes higher. It goes fucking higher.
I'll buy a CPU immediately from Nvidia.
Yeah, they're creating CPUs. The CPUs apparently are better than both AMD and Intel, which is nuts. That's absolutely nuts. We'll see if it plays out, but with a whole new product line, guess what? Again, mispriced stock needs to go higher.
I mean,
very
dude,
undervalued.
Chart, that's insane.
It's straight north, bro. Straight north. I talked about this at like $400 freaking Nvidia, and now we're sending here, right? This is absolute insanity.
My God, dude. That is It's the shitcoin chart, literally.
Study parabola.
Here's the thing, Max.
Parabola.
People are going to look at this and they're thinking, oh, it's going to come out down and retrace 50% of that. Hell no, it's not. It's going to keep going. It's going to find a consolidation range, probably a small one, and then it's going to go higher. It is so mispriced, it's not even funny, especially with the new product line.
Hold up, man. Hold up. Just let me cook real quick. So where did I just call it that? And I kind of like this to be this. I see it, man. I see it. I like it. This, like, I just imagine, like, this is like 73K and this is like 56K. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I have to go in the weekly, but even the 2 week, yeah, there it is. That's what I'm talking about.
I mean,
Nvidia's leading. Huh?
No, I was just gonna say with what Smash said. Like he said, somehow we're still bullish at the highs. I mean, define the highs. That would be my question. Show me where the high is. Is the high in the room with us? Because like these things just keep going, man. I mean, Pepe's doing the same shit. Like pull up Pepe beside this. Like it's absolute insanity, man. Like these, I can't even like put a finger on this market at the moment because there's nowhere in the chart across the board that I can see bearishness on anything. Like this market, it wants the bid. Very, very, very mispriced market, and I think people need to understand that.
And it's also people need to recognize that the markets don't need a reason to go up; they need a reason to go down. Okay, so
exactly,
they haven't been given that reason, right? They just float up. It's a perpetual trend higher. That's it.
Well,
assets appreciate. What they're denominated in is debased constantly. They don't need a reason to go. They have the best reason in the world to just trend up forever. They only go down when there's a good reason. There's no reason to go down right now.
Max, just to add to your point, this adds exactly to your point. Like, what are we getting ready to do? We're getting ready to relieve interest rates, lower them, right? We're creating an environment that is going to be what? Inflationary. Some of you may be like, well, it's going to get inflation. Guess what? It doesn't matter until inflation gets high. We're creating an inflationary environment again from a deflationary environment, aka higher rates, right? Which deflates the economy. We're going to create an inflationary environment. This thing is literally like it's like a bottle of fluid that's continuing to fill. It's pressing against the top and it's getting ready to blow off, right? Like this market's getting ready to absolutely just blow the hell off. And people are still looking for bearish sentiment at the blow off. It's mind boggling to me.
Look at this, bro. Pepe's clearly leading. You talked about this the other day, I think, Will.
Yeah.
I mean, or somebody did.
It was me, but it's fine. You can give Will.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'll take the credit. No, it's fine. I'll take the credit.
No, it's totally. It's not like I spent 25 minutes talking about it and put out a tweet, and you and I texted about it too. It's not like any of that happened. Don't worry about it.
We're a team. Just give me your credit. It's fine.
Will, you get my credit. Everyone give the credit to Will.
Go ahead.
That's pretty crazy, though, man. That's pretty crazy. The FVG fill too. I mean, jeez, I hadn't actually looked at it myself. I mean,
but here's the thing. I'm gonna give the people the alpha. I'm gonna give our audience, our regular viewers, not our crybabies who have $100 and who lost it, but the people who are truly trying to invest in these markets and make money. I would, and I'm not saying like $100 won't make you money. What I'm saying is people that lose it and then come back and cry about how the market's gonna come down. Tesla was 2021. Nvidia is 2024. That's all I need to tell you. Okay? That's all I need. Doesn't mean Tesla won't bid, It just means like think about that from a contextual standpoint, and then tell me how bearish you are on Nvidia.
I'm bearish on Nvidia going to $100 to $200, but not in the way that bears think.
Oh, so you're saying it's still we're gonna get a stock split and then
Stock
double.
split and
Exactly.
double. Yeah.
Stock split is going to be, and people they always say it's not going to work. It's not. It works every time, every single time. I mean, here's the thing. I've seen the worst stocks I can think of stock split and get a bid.
Yeah, I mean, there's some shit out there that hasn't really bid quite yet, but I agree with what you're saying. Like, markets look good, and I also think that something like the Russell's going to play a little game of catch up here pretty soon.
Ooh, the Russell.
I know Tommy's been eyeing the Russell. Maybe a little bit of Tommy action.
Oh, you know it. I
pull
actually
up the Russell, brother.
I mean, I was looking at the options chain the other day. Some of those premiums are really, really battered down, man. They've just been burning for months. So if you do get a quick rotation into the Russell sometime around now, maybe even into Q3, those things are going to go pretty crazy. They really are.
Let's just take a peek at
the Russell is about to go freaking nuts, man. I mean, I've been banging this drum for months and months and months now.
Like,
oh my gosh, Tucker, what in the
you guys, that's some bear market activity right there. That was some bear market shorting right there. We were shorting the Russell in here.
If that's your range, if that's your like mega accumulation, if that's your equivalent of the ETH range between 1,000 and 2,000 before we just broke out,
yeah,
and this is the range high retest on the Russell,
yeah,
brother,
I know.
Nobody's ready. Like, if that range high holds and this isn't a giant deviation, just killed a bug.
I don't even know where you draw this from. Maybe we need to zoom out a little more.
See, I would even take it. I would take it lower a little bit.
You would take it like
somewhere around there, yeah. Like I would look somewhere around there, or even from the middle peak of those three, like the weekly. Yeah, so like the weekly close of that wick. No, the body right there. Yeah, I like that level right there.
Yeah,
I like that level.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying if this doesn't, if you don't lose that line, it's gonna be hard to time it out. So if you're playing options, you gotta be a little bit careful. Where it's like you might churn, you might be a victim of theta decay just a little bit. But if you can give yourself enough time on it, it might be kind of a juicy play.
What do you think about rates getting lowered, Max? I just said, I wanted the panel's thoughts on that because I'm so freaking bullish on that. It's not even funny.
So I'm actually bearish on that, but okay, let me dive into that a little bit. So
short term or long term or midterm?
So historically, rate cuts have been bad for markets over the coming year or so. And the reason is because of why they're cutting the rates. The rate cuts are actually bullish, right? But there's a lead and a lag to all of it. So it's like you don't really we're not going to start feeling the interest rate hikes from last year, for at least like another 6 to 9 months, probably. Okay. The same works with cuts. So they're going to start cutting interest rates, and we're not going to feel those cuts work their way through the plumbing of our economy for a year or a year and a half, something like that. Okay. So when they start cutting rates, my only cause for concern is like, why are they cutting rates? Because if the economy can maintain and is acting in a healthy fashion with elevated interest rates, there's no reason to cut as long as headline inflation remains above the target goal of 2%. They're just going to continue to keep interest rates elevated to potentially combat a second wave of inflation. So I'm not like bullish or bearish interest rate policy change to the downside. I'm more just like, I want to know why they're cutting. If it's just a cut and it's like a politically motivated cut into the election and nothing is broken, then I'm super bullish. If they cut and I start to see unemployment grind above 4% in the US, then maybe we have an issue. Then I'm not so bullish. But again, if this is a politically motivated buy me votes kind of cut, try to save our jobs because we don't want Trump in office kind of cut, send everything with haste.
It'll be
really careful.
It'll be a token rate cut for sure. Just a symbolic
like a
rate
version cut.
Yes.
That's super bullish. That's super bullish. But you just gotta be careful. Like, is it really that? If it's that, then send everything. So it depends.
Yeah.
But Max, that's what I think they're going to do. I think the cuts are going to be politically driven, and because they're going to be politically driven, it means that nothing's broken, and that we probably didn't even achieve 2% inflation, right? We probably didn't even achieve that. But the point being is you're getting rate cuts with no reason to rate cut, so there's no reason for the market to do anything. Maybe knee-jerk reaction, short-term volatility, but like ultimately it's send everything with haste. That's why I'm bullish on it. I don't think anything's broken. If you could show me something that's broken or breaking, I'd love to see it.
No, I can't because nothing is bad yet. But we'll see, right? So you're not expecting any sort of rate cuts until later this year, I assume, right? So that's a
Correct,
while
yeah.
from now. It's May, almost June. We'll just say it's June.
The question that can probably bring markets down a little bit in a short-term fashion is if you get profit taking into rate cuts, right? And not necessarily profit taking, or it more or less if you start getting I forget what it's called, but basically where people are selling at losses, right, at the end of the year as kind of like a tax incentive to offset their tax position. Tax loss harvesting. So if you start to see tax loss harvesting and rate cuts line up, you could see a little bit more drawdown on that. So maybe in September, if those two kind of line up, you could see more drawdown, and that could be a good signal to kind of reposition. But ultimately, I'm super bullish on the cuts.
Yeah,
Can we
as
look
long
at
as they're,
Sorry, finish Tucker. I'd like to look at TLT whenever we're done on cuts.
TLT.
I think it plays the argument as well.
Just
Tommy, you better make six figures
brother.
off of TLT at some point. You've been watching it for so long.
Yeah, you're waffling.
I only watch it because usually when you see TLT ripping, it's at least the last year or so. And I haven't back tested it longer because I don't understand the macro quote unquote enough to be able to know if that correlation is going to sustain for a multi-year, multi-decade period. But when TLT's gone higher recently, it typically signals good things for liquidity inflows. The market goes higher. So if you invert that right now on TLT for me, Tucker,
you got to get above those.
Can you invert TLT? Yeah,
dude, that's literally 64K Bitcoin from last night.
This is literally Bitcoin dominance right here. Look at it. This is Bitcoin dominance.
Dude, I don't see how TLT goes on to make a new low if they're going to cut rates later this year. I don't see how that's happening.
I agree. Oh wow, Bitcoin dominance is kind of new.
That's what I've been saying for months. That TLT, and again, it will come to patience, but it's the most obvious long.
Yeah, man. Look at this.
Tucker, could you highlight Naderate's comment?
Oh no.
It's a good comment. He's not trying to attack anybody.
Oh, okay. All right. Good. It's a good question. It's a good question, man. Naderade. Look at that mullet, man. It's a great mullet. Yeah, bro. Look at this. This is what are we talking? This is the same chart. The end of a trend. The end of a trend.
The end of one, the beginning of another. People should be excited.
These are both going down, aka TLT is gonna rip, and Bitcoin dominance is gonna nuke, and our shit coins are gonna go up exponentially.
Yeah, that's real.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm so stoked, man. I thought my portfolio might have been topped. Not gonna lie, but it's
Imagine
only
thinking
expanded
that, Will.
higher.
Imagine
It's
thinking that.
only expanded higher. I mean, on my shit because it's a full shitcoin portfolio. It's got to top at some point, but
You need to study it. You need to study Altseason, Will. You need to study it.
Will's drawing lines on his P&L, and he's like bidding the trend line, injecting more money into the trend line.
on whatever the worst performer, I injected to the
Dude,
worst performer.
charting and trading your own P&L curve.
Actually, it's alpha. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
Dude, that's
Can
alpha.
be.
I don't know.
You just
about
don't
that.
understand, bro. You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it.
Bidding the 0.618 on your P&L, the GP.
Yeah, you wouldn't understand, bro. You don't get it.
Look at Chimp. He said, "I know a guy who will custody."
Is it you, Chimp? Is it you?
No,
Chimp
he's
fund
talking about the
custodial
BB fund. He's promoting the BB fund.
Maybe he is.
No, it's Chimp Phone Custodial Solutions. He's talking about crypto options because we're burgers. Well, all of us are burgers except for Jackus.
Because Tommy buys ETH $10,000 calls for like a
no.
Dude,
I know. I'm playing.
burgers are an elite food. Let's just call it like it is, right? You can call us burgers, but I mean, like, who doesn't love just like a juicy cheeseburger with like bacon and maybe a fried egg? You know?
Oh, fried egg. Oh my god.
I just want to know what we're even talking about.
Yeah. He does.
I had some burgers for Memorial Day yesterday. They were delicious.
It's a real American thing to do.
Man.
The European mind simply can't comprehend.
Study protein, no matter what form it comes in.
We love
Always
burgers.
You love
You
burgers?
just don't understand, Jack.
We love burgers.
You know, you don't get
We
it.
also love to make fun of burgers. I think the whole world is a burger on its own.
We love protein, Jackus. Protein.
That's true. That
you love
call
milk.
it, we say that we're eating. It's a protein heavy meal, but there's a lot
Chimp,
more.
you know what Chimp can't comprehend is Big Hagrid got a quarter of a cow the other day. You can't comprehend the amount of meat that I picked up. Okay.
Oh, I can. I think you should got a half a cow, but still.
Yeah. Study $4 a pound for premium steaks and ground beef. Okay.
Wow, man.
Dude, that's
the European
nice.
mind will never understand that. Ever.
Oh man.
Jackus, are you familiar with what a chicken finger basket with fries is?
Yeah, I mean, we have lots of fast food in Europe.
I mean, do you like chicken finger baskets with French fries?
No, I didn't. To be honest, I didn't eat much from fast food these days anymore. But I'm familiar. But we have, we have lots of actually burger restaurants where like they specialize on doing quality burgers, not the one from fast foods.
Yeah, I don't eat fast food burgers, man. I did that once; it did not go well.
Yeah,
I eat gourmet burgers.
Yeah,
fancy burgers.
Yeah,
you just gotta order them from the right spot, Max.
With a proper beer though, in check.
Adult Kareen is politely asking for alpha. Bubble chart. So if we want to provide that alpha for him.
What chart?
Bobo chart.
Do you want to chart it?
Oh, that's a max. Dude, I don't think I've ever charted Bobo. Let's
see it though.
Let's see what I can do here.
Do you own it, Will?
Oh
no, I do not.
Fill the wick.
Fill the wick to 0. Is that it?
My only I'll comment when you're done looking at this. I have some thoughts if you really want them.
Okay, but is this the accurate chart?
That is the accurate chart, yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's start.
So chart it against Pepe.
Let's start with
you don't even need to look like chart it against Pepe.
Well, obviously it's probably just bleeding profusely against Pepe.
Well, what I want to talk about is what needs to happen, right? So people have asked me about this, and I've been clear since the beginning that I'm bullish on this, but it needs to outperform Pepe, just like every meme. Otherwise, why would you hold a smaller market cap meme if it's not going to outperform Pepe, right?
Yes, obviously.
So that's the logic behind it. So if you chart it against Pepe, you can identify some levels.
Hold on, let's put on the sniper. Let's put on a bunch of stuff here, man. Let's really.
Max, Abdul is also asking how to learn about charting. Can you tell him how I can learn about charting?
Study the BB Academy,
Yes.
which is in the link below. Before the prices go up, you should study it.
Okay.
How are they still so low? I don't get it.
Okay, now we're gonna take this off because I
Guys.
don't need it. I don't need this.
How are the prices still so low for BB Academy?
I don't know, Jack. I know Jackus is upset about it.
Should we change it? Should we change it?
Should we just change it right now? Should we just
Yeah,
have that
right now.
conversation
Give them
live?
a couple
Right
more
now.
days.
Jackus, what do you think we should
No.
charge? What do you think we should charge for it, Jackus?
Well, you already have a price there. You know, you have one that's not currently available, and then you have the discounted one.
Oh,
So
do you think? I know. Do you think we should just go to the crossed out?
Yeah. I mean, it's been like this for like how long? Like 2 months?
Yeah, it's been like that for a while.
Like we spent lots of hours putting this together.
Maybe we give them until the end of the stream.
Oh my.
Maybe.
And then prices are going up exponentially.
I mean, it's a bull market.
It is a bull market.
Prices are going higher.
Hold up. So no $300 Nvidia, $200, $100.
Depends on the context.
Listen, I heard $1,200 ETH. I kept hearing about it. So when is it coming? I have a question for these influencers that told me $1,200 ETH.
That's not what they're called. They're called influenzas, Jack. Come on.
Influencers, yes.
Study this chart, Max.
What the fuck is that?
I tried to do Bobo against Pepe and it didn't work.
What? No, don't do the Mexi charts or something.
On Bobo.
Yeah, if you want to do this, then do the USDT on Mexi. Yeah, do that one.
I should do this on Mexi too then. I want to do this.
That's fine. I don't think it matters too much.
It matters. It matters.
Okay. All right. I guess it matters.
It matters.
It's up top. You missed it.
Hang on.
I mean, no way Jose has a point. He says, accept crypto as payment so it feels cheaper. And there is actually something about it, right? Like when you pay with your actual fiat in the real world, like you care if your gas costs a few cents more or not. But when you pay with crypto, it's like everything is so cheap. I don't know why is that, but it really does work like that.
So this is my only hang up. I love everything about it, as I've told you guys, but I've also said I will not hold any meme coins that smaller meme coins that can't outperform Pepe, because then just hold Pepe, right? And I'll give it a chance, right? You got to give it a chance because correlations can break short term, but if you draw a range high, Tucker, draw like a range high from the left. I don't like that. Okay. That needs to be reclaimed. Immediately.
You're just gonna need it's gonna have to do like this type of thing.
There you go. That's what I like to see.
And this is where Will's outlook just feasts. This is where Will does his bidding right here.
You'll have to see it base out like that, most likely. But that, I mean, again, just looking at the data, like I love everything about it except for how it looks against Pepe.
So even during this period, right, Pepe and Bobo USD are probably ripping the whole time, right? And then you're going to see Pepe like blow off. And then a week later, Bobo will just do that, right? That's probably...
It just might require a little bit of patience. That's all.
That's probably how it resolves, right? USD prices are probably going up this whole time. And then this is like, once you see this, it's like, all right, exit everything probably. Once you see like super beta to Pepe blow off against Pepe, that's the time to get out, probably.
Someone just asked Bobo or Andy.
Well,
it's a very controversial question. People are not going to like this one.
They don't want to see the chart, do they? I'll tell you that much. Oh,
go to the other Andy chart, brother. Go to the other. Go to the other Andy chart.
Which one? The wrapped ETH one?
Well, you need to be fair, right? So go back and do more. Yeah, the top.
They're both MEXC. They're both MEXC.
No, I know, but the on-chain data, put it in log. So it's you need to look at like the whole picture, right?
Doesn't look much better there, Max.
Well, yeah, I wanted to show the initial phases too. So you can pair trade them against each other, right? They're both ETH beta, they're both Pepe beta. It's just data, right? It's just data. So we'll see what happens with this chart. It's that simple. I like both.
Yeah. Who is Ryan Salami? Got 7.5 years in prison. Is that an FTX? He's an FTX guy. They need to go get Trabuco already, man. That's what needs.
How has he skirted it, man? How has he skirted it? The Mog looks incredible, bro. See, this is what I'm talking about. Chart Mog against Pepe. Okay. This is what I'm talking about. So Mog is a 12th the size of Pepe. Okay. Strong community. You need your ETH and your Pepe beta to act like ETH and Pepe beta. Okay. Look at this chart. Like this looks pretty ready to me, in my opinion. Like this looks, you see the difference. Like when you need your ETH and your Pepe beta to behave appropriately. And the Mog chart, Mog USD and Mog Pepe are painting a very clear picture to me. You know, it's not better than Pepe. Nothing, in my opinion, this cycle is going to be better than Pepe, but something could be very complementary to Pepe, right? But it needs to act like it when the time comes. And Mog is starting to show, hey, I might be special this cycle. You know, I'm going to give it all I've got. And the chart looks pretty good to me. You know?
Yeah.
Similarly to why I'm so bullish, Andy, is that it's trading really, really well against Pepe, amongst a lot of other reasons, right? But it's like the chart looks really good against Pepe, which not most things do, you know?
You know, we need to chart is this against Pepe. Trump versus Pepe. I think it's going to go here soon, man. I think it is.
I mean, it can, but like, man, this thing will probably do well into the election. It's questionable how well it will do after. I look at these as like event coins, like kind of like a World Cup coin or whatever, right? And different things. And they work out into the event and then they usually die right after. I'd rather bid Pepe personally than an event coin.
I don't know. I think it's just going to continue getting hyped up and speculated on until the election results actually come in.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, exactly. I think it's a play until then, but then after that, it's done.
Well, so you've got like what, 6 months? Like,
yeah, 100%. Like it could definitely run up there against that. Ooh, somebody mentioned a good one though. Turbo Pepe. I think you should try that one.
Huh?
Turbo.
I would not buy Turbo where it's at today. I thought about it this morning. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying the ticker was Turbo Pepe, and I said I was about to be like, "Well, we are not looking at something called Turbo Pepe,
no, bro. Hell no. Turbo and then Pepe.
See, oh my!
There you go.
I remember this.
There
Time
you
to
go.
swap back into Pepe though.
Yep, that's where you just swap back right there.
Yeah, I remember this initial last year and Lambo.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hey, should we give him the alpha, bro? And you just gave it to him.
I gave it to him.
Well, for some reason, I have this vague memory of being like Will's Outlook Turbo Lambo Poo. Was that your?
Oh yes, it was.
It was. was.
It
That
Okay,
was
was.
good,
okay. I was
bro.
like, what is Turbo Lambo Poo? Why am I
I
hearing
forgot about poo, man.
Yeah, it was poo too.
Turbo
Go,
Lambo Poo, if you understand?
go Lambo, go Lambo Pepe.
What about poo? Isn't poo on here?
Yeah, poo's on there too.
All right, guys, we got to call the show, man.
All
We've been
right,
going
yeah,
for
we're
90
getting
minutes.
two,
We've been
yeah.
going for 90 minutes. Tommy, take us out, brother. Only if you want to.
Tommy.
Wow.
Wow,
He
man.
quit, dude. He's
Hey,
out.
before we close out, Abdul has a question for you, Max, in the comments.
Yes, we're working on, well, hopefully soon. We're working on integrating crypto payment into all of our products, including the BB terminal, which is dropping soon. We're kind of waiting on Stripe. It's like a Stripe crypto integration, and it's supposed to be coming this summer. So yeah, that's kind of it. All right, I guess I'll do the outro since Tommy's I think Tommy fell asleep. Guys, thanks so much for being here. Before you go, if you could please like and also subscribe, that would be amazing. Also, check out the links in the description below, guys. Check out the first link that will take you to our website where you can sign up for our Discord. Basically, what you can expect is 2.5 hours per day of private live voice calls with the entire BB team, all of us plus somebody else is not here, and also community. We do Q&A, we do private setups, we do full transparency. You get to see everything that we're doing. We get to communicate basically 24/7. You will find out very quickly that there is not a Discord out there that is better than ours. We work harder than anybody. We have a big team. And again, it's tremendous value for the money. Additionally, within the next 30 days, you're going to get free access included in your existing Discord membership to our new flagship product called the BB Terminal, guys. It's basically a Bloomberg terminal, but for crypto. It's got portfolio tracking, derivatives data, heat maps, order flow data, literally everything that you'll need to succeed in these markets, all bundled together into one super website. And again, you're going to get that for free included in your existing Discord membership. So sign up sooner rather than later. Second link in the description below is to the BB Academy, which we just mentioned. Somebody in the comments said something about it. The BB Academy is our masterclass, guys. All of us on here collectively spent about 6 months basically curating everything that you need in order to navigate markets, right? We can speed run your educational journey. TA, FA, psychology, literally everything that we all use as a collective here at BB to succeed in these markets. Again, that's the second link in the description below. Right now, it's $199.99. Okay, there's a lot of people out there teaching TA, a lot of people out there teaching the wrong stuff. All right, we can sift through all that, save you a lot of time and money by speed running your educational journey with the second link in the description below. That's to the BB Academy. Again, it supports us here at BB, and it's also going to support you on your trading and investing journey. It's tremendous value. Prices are going up very soon. So again, sign up sooner rather than later. But guys, thanks so much for being here. Greatly appreciate it. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you guys tomorrow for, I guess, tomorrow's episode of Market Check. Everybody take care.